the 7 elements of a hot product opportunity. In this lesson, you're going to discover the 7 elements we look for in a hot product opportunity to ensure that it's a viable and profitable product. So there are 7 critical elements you will use when selecting your hot product opportunities. It is very important that you understand what each element is before you search for your hot product opportunities. When combined with our ASM criteria, they provide the perfect blueprint for selecting viable, profitable product opportunities. Element 1, Best Sellers Rank, or BSR. The first element is the Best Sellers Rank, or BSR, of the primary product. BSR is simply Amazon's way of ranking products. It is a measure of the demand for the product on Amazon. Now, the most important factor in how BSR is calculated is sales. In other words, the more sales a product makes, the better the BSR is going to be. And primary product is just a term we use in the product selection process, and this will be covered later in this module. But as a quick explanation, primary product is just the first product we find of a specific product type. Now, BSR is displayed as a number with 1 having the most sales or demand. Now, this is not 100% exact, but it is enough for our purposes. Each top-level category has its own BSR structure and is the BSR we are concerned with. Now, you will learn more about categories and subcategories in the next lesson. Element 2, BSR of competing products. When we search for products, we use 2 competing products to prove the viability of a potential opportunity. To find these competing products, we use a keyword search. Now, we will be looking at this much closer later in this module, so don't let the terminology worry you. We then use the BSR of these competing products to help establish whether there is enough demand. You will learn exactly how to do this in a later lesson in this module. Element 3, Number of reviews. Amazon product reviews are built naturally over time. In general, products with a high number of reviews will be harder to compete against than those with lower numbers. For example, if you find a product with a low BSR number and a low number of reviews, this could be a fantastic opportunity. Element 4, Reviews of competing products. Now, the number of reviews of the 2 competing products are just as important as that of the primary product. As you will see, we actually look at the reviews of all 3 to help determine the level of competition. For example, if the primary product has a high number of reviews, but the competing products have a low number, this could mean we could grab the number 2 spot, which would be enough to guarantee a profitable product opportunity. Element 5, the price. The price is an important element of any product as it will help determine both profit margin and cost of inventory. As you will see in the ASM criteria lesson, our recommended price range is between $17 and $70. This is the sweet spot for finding a profitable product, and we have arrived at this range through 5 years of tweaking and testing. And we will discuss the price in a lot more detail in the ASM criteria lesson. Element 6, Private label potential. Private label potential is the ability to take a product and sell it under your own brand name as your own product. This will make more sense when we start looking at specific examples a little later in this module. However, a simple example would be an Apple iPhone. You could not private label it. You can't take an Apple iPhone and just put your own brand on it. Whereas a silicone spatula you could, as you would just take the spatula from the manufacturer and put your own brand on it. And lastly, element number 7, profit margin. Profit margin is the last element and is closely related to the price your product sells for. Your aim should be to sell your product at the premium price on Amazon for your product type, not the lowest. The training in ASM is designed to create the best quality product possible, so you will be able to compete with other products even at a high price point. It is important to realize that you will not be able to determine the exact profit margin until you contact suppliers, and Mike will be showing you how to do this in Module 2. For the time being, you will see how to estimate your profit margin for the purposes of finding hot opportunities. And we recommend aiming for a minimum profit margin of 25%. So we have covered what the 7 elements of a hot product opportunity are. And in the next lesson, you will learn the only categories we recommend for your hot product opportunities. But that's it for this lesson. Take care.